Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to King 5 Plus. I'm Chris Egan with this Mariners Game 7 American League Championship postgame show. This was supposed to be a night of celebration, a night of joy, but it has turned into a night of frustration, anger, some sadness, some shock out there. Seattle Mariners, the final score, they lose to the Toronto Blue Jays 4-3 in Game 7. So it will be the Toronto Blue Jays moving on to play in the World Series. The World Series drought will continue for at least one more season for the Seattle Mariners. It was a phenomenal season, but the M's, after taking 2 games in Toronto, just can't find a way to win 2 more games. They lose tonight once again, 4-3 your final from the Rogers Center. Julio Rodriguez led the way, got on base. Josh Naylor brought him in. Mariners had an early 1-0 lead. Toronto would tie it up. Julio Rodriguez in the 3rd inning would go deep. Julio having a big night. That would give the Mariners a 2-1 lead. George Kirby pitched well, went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, just 1 earned run and 1 walk. Cal Raleigh went deep, his 5th home run of the playoffs. That gave the Mariners a 3-1 lead at that point. Things were looking good. Brian Wu took over for George Kirby. He looked good in the 5th inning, looked good in the 6th inning. Dan Wilson decided to pitch him in the 7th inning. Wu gives up a walk and then a hit. Edward Bizarro takes over. Bizarro pitched yesterday, threw 15 pitches yesterday. Dan Wilson decides that's the guy to face George Springer. Ends up being a very costly call. George Springer with a 3-run home run. It proves to be the game winner. Mariners just could never get back. Eugenio Suarez didn't like some calls late in the game. Nothing going the Mariners' way at the end of this one. Once again, Blue Jays win it 4-3. We have Madeline Carter standing by at the Queen Anne Beer Hall with Mariners fans. Sebastian Robertson is at T-Mobile with Mariners fans. Jake Wittenberg is in Toronto. We'll be hearing from him. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of happy Blue Jays fans that I'd rather not see right now at this point. But we'll see what Jake's got for us in Toronto. And we also have Dan Wilson will be taking the podium tonight, and it's going to be interesting to hear what Dan has to say, his decision to bring Bizarro in for Wu. With that in mind, let's go to Toronto now, and Jake Wittenberg standing by, and Jake's got some Mariner fans with him, and Jake, we've seen a lot of ups and downs with this Mariners team over the last nearly 5 decades, and oh my gosh, so close, just 9 outs away from a trip to the World Series, but their season comes to an end on this night. Right. Jake, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, you know, we're hearing so much celebration from the Blue Jays fans. It could have been Mariners fans, fireworks. People that were not even at the game are running toward the stadium to be a part of the celebration. Us Mariners fans together here and trying to console one another. Saul Spady, I'm just curious your thoughts as we walk away after a Game 7 disappointment.
It's baseball. It's so synonymous with life. Every year we have faith as Mariners fans, and we showed more than we've shown as a city in a long time. This team showed more than they've shown in our lifetime, and I want to stay a fan. I love this team.
Always.
I think this is the beginning of a hated rivalry with our already hated rival Blue Jays, who I like everyone from Toronto, but let's beat them next year. They deserve to lose in our home stadium, and that's all I got, guys. That's all I got.
You know, you got to console one another at times like these, my friend. Your thoughts after that slugfest? Really, it went back and forth.
It was heartbreaking. I think that just shows spend money for this organization. Get us back here again. Give us another chance. It was a heck of an experience, hell of a ride, but man, it hurts. It does hurt. But baseball humbles you, that's for sure.
Yeah, so. It could take a little while to get over this one. How you feeling?
It was pretty cool to be here, but
yeah,
it feels a little too familiar at times. But just got to believe they're going to get back here at some point. So, go Mariners! They're young. Go spend some money, bring Naylor back, and get back here again.
Such a fun squad to root for, isn't it?
It really was.
Such a fun squad to root. One swing of the bat is all the difference tonight. One swing of the bat by George Springer.
It hurt. It hurt. But, I mean, I think for me this season was it was incredible, magic. It was a joy for so much. and I know this moment hurts, but being at Game 5 with my dad and like Gino's Grand Slam, and it hurts right now, but man, the Mariners just bring me so much joy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It hurts now, but we'll get it sometime, and I believe in the Mariners, man. I do.
Thanks. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. That is the thing. That is the thing about this team. It did bring so much joy. It's so hard to look on the positive side of this at this moment, but 173 games of just joy.
I mean, all I can tell to everybody is I flew down here and I made best friends. This is offensive, but I made best friends with Toronto fans. We've talked about how we can make our cities better. And there's a lot of bad fans around us, but like our city is defined by our resilience and our ability to come back. And you gotta want more. We have to want more than what we've been given, right? That's all we can say as fans.
You know,
All right, there he is, Jake Wittenberg in Toronto. We're going to head back there a little bit. Jake gathering Mariners fans. We've heard the word from pretty much all the fans Jake talking to there in Toronto that made the trip to watch this Game 7. It hurts, and it does hurt. And I'm not ready to start celebrating a great season. I'm not ready to start talking about next year, spring training. Tonight, we can all hurt a little bit. Tonight, it's okay. Life stinks right now. We're one game away from getting to the World Series, and it's just I want to vomit when I listen to those Blue Jays fans yelling, "Let's go Blue Jays!" I mean, so it's just not a great time. Let's go to Sebastian Robertson at T-Mobile Park. Seabass, what do we got inside there? I'm sure a lot of disappointment, a lot of hurt as well.
I wish I could say something to make you feel better, Chris. About 2,000 fans packed T-Mobile Park. The game, of course, was in Toronto, but there was a home game energy here, and I think a lot of the fans in those mid-innings, when Seattle had the lead, they wouldn't let their minds go there, but I think we all started fantasizing about what if the Mariners went to the World Series? Shelly from Burien joins me. You stuck around a little bit after people cleared out. What's going on in your head?
Yes, well, it's my last time at the park until March. I'm a season ticket holder, and it's just been an amazing season. The boys have done so good. We have such a great team, and I have such high hopes for next year. And I just hope people can be comforted that we broke records this year. We made history this year. It was just such an amazing season, and I'm just so blessed to be here. And it's unfortunate that this is it for this year, but there's hope for next year. So.
How sweet was it to see the Mariners come off of some tough losses and then take the lead early, and you start thinking, hey, maybe not only can we see the World Series, we can taste it, we know what it looks like, and then the heartbreak in the 7th.
Yes, it was right there. You know, we all had that hope, and of course it was heartbreaking. But you got to have hope for a new tomorrow and better things, and Seahawks and the Kraken, and World Cup will be here next year. So I think we're all a little heartbroken tonight. We're going to be heartbroken for a while, but as long as we, show the guys we love them and we're happy that how well they did this year, and just, encourage everybody that next year is another year, tomorrow's another day.
Well, you're probably the best fan we could have talked to. I love the energy.
Thanks, Sebastian.
Give you a hug. All right, guys. Hi, Shelly's dad. Chris, we'll send it back to you. There's a couple guys sitting here that just have to be at peace with their thoughts. Can we blast them out on TV? We're seeing some sunglasses on. The Mariners didn't help because they started playing that sad music. Chris, we'll send it back to you.
Sebastian, I appreciate the positivity from you both there. And I think I'm feeling like those fans there that just want to put glasses on and just be alone. Because I'll be honest with you, World Cup soccer isn't making me happy right now. It's not. It's just not doing. It's going to be fun, but not making me happy right now. Dan Wilson, there's going to be a lot of questions that are going to come his way. Yes, did he get this team an American League championship? Yes, American League West championship. Yes, they won the title there, one game away from the World Series. Did a lot of great things. A lot of people are going to point to last night and tonight. A lot of stuff on social media. Why did Bizzardo pitch? Why did you not leave Wu in? Why did you not bring Castillo or Miller instead of Bizzardo, who pitched in Game 6? Why did Leo Rivas hit in the 9th inning? A lot of questions being asked after this loss. Here he is, the manager of the Seattle Mariners, Dan Wilson.
Start with Ryan in the second row, Dan.
Hey, Dan, you go into the bottom of the 7th. You're 9 outs away from the World Series. Things kind of went awry. Can you just walk us through all the pitching decisions there and what led into them?
Yeah, I mean, Brian was throwing the ball so well. First of all, George, I thought, threw the ball excellent. And then Brian picked up right where George left off and gave us a good spot to be in. And after the walk, hoping to get the ground ball, which we did, but it just found a hole. And then, knew Jimenez was going to bunt there. Bizzardo's been the guy that's gotten us through those situations, those tight ones, especially in the pivot role. And, that's where we were going at that point.
How much did you consider going to Munoz, and why did you like Bizzardo better than Munoz in that situation?
Well, I mean, I think, like we said, Bizzardo's been doing it all season long and has been so consistent at it, and he's done such a good job all year. And, we felt really comfortable with him out there, the way he's been throwing the ball, especially in this series, and it was a good spot for him.
Up front on your left, Daniel.
Dan, just what was your message to the team after the game?
Just to hold up their heads, to understand what kind of a season they had. I mean, I know this stings, and there's no question that it's going to sting. But the kind of season they had, doing things that no team in this organization has ever done, knocking on the door of a World Series. All that, it's due to how hard they've worked, how hard they've played all season long, all the times they've come back, all the times they've bounced back. It's a special team in there, and it's just it's a shame we had to come out on the wrong side of this one.
And Tyler in the third row.
Dan, understanding that Bizzardo has been great, Munoz not getting in until after you'd lost the lead, does that stick with you at all? I mean, he seemed to have a lot of rest. It was great this postseason.
Yeah, I mean, you make your decisions, and sometimes you have to live and die with it, and I think again, the way Zardo has thrown the ball all season long, we were comfortable with where we were, and it just again didn't go our way.
Adam on your right, Dan.
Dan, you've given so much of your career and your life to this organization. You have the perspective that a lot of people don't. Just what are the emotions now that it has come to an end here?
It's very, very mixed. Disappointed, obviously, frustrated, but incredibly proud of what those guys have done. Incredibly proud of what they've done all season long, and the team that's in there. You just can't say enough good things about the way those guys have played. And when you look at the pieces that were added, you're grateful to the organization, to Jerry and Justin for putting all of it together. It was just an outstanding season, a great series here. But it's tough to come up on the short end.
Brady on your left, Dan.
Dan, you guys lost in a similar way in 2000, but then also came back in 2001 and had a great year. Maybe how do you go about kind of processing it and then maybe using it as motivation going into the next season?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us now have had a taste of how close we can get and how good this team can be. And so I think, once you get that, that's what you're shooting for again the next year. And I know that will continue to be the goal. That was the goal this year. It will continue to be the goal is to get to that final step. And, this year we were one game short.
Ryan and then Tyler.
Dan, you had traffic on Bieber early, lots of hits off him, but you just only came away with the handful of runs. Did you feel like you were kicking yourself a little bit because you didn't add on when you had the opportunities to, when you had a lot of guys on base?
I thought we had some good at-bats again today. And Julio and Cal going deep was big. to give us, some lift. And offensively, I thought we swung the bat pretty well. We just, at times not able to get, like you said, the kind of the lead to open it up. But, where we were with our pitching, usually we're in a good spot. And I thought offensively we did the things we needed to do.
Tyler and then Daniel.
Yeah, with Springer coming up, he's got such a great October pedigree. Was there any thought to walking him and setting up a double play? Or?
I mean, it's a tough call. Again, it's a tough decision. You don't want to, put that go-ahead run at first, and then that also introduces Vladdy into the equation if you don't get the double play. So, again, the way we looked at it was, we were going to go at George.
Up front of your left, Daniel.
Dan, was there any consideration to leave Brian in that moment, just given the success that he had against Springer, or maybe even go to Brash, or was that off the table just given that he threw so many pitches yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I think he had given us such a good outing there, and it was time to turn it over. We thought to the leverage guys that are in those situations, and that's what went into that decision.
Far back on your left, Dan. Annie.
Was going to Wu always part of the plan today, and what did you like about bringing him in there in the fifth when you did?
Yeah, that was a big part. We had hoped that he was going to be rested, and he was, and felt good, and came in. We thought it was a good spot, for him, a good clean inning, but he came in and ball extremely well, I thought handled the lineup very well.
Do a couple last ones. Brady on your left.
Dan, you've spoken about Cal a lot this year, but kind of just maybe one last thought on his year as a whole and what he's meant in his growth to the organization.
Yeah, I mean, an organizational player, an all-time player, and when you look at what he has done, numbers-wise for the organization, but in Major League Baseball in general, setting all-time records, for what he did with his home runs, and again, what he does behind the plate and all that he puts into it. He's a guy that you just love to have on your team. He's a guy that you build your organization around, and he is a leader. And he has put together an incredible season, and I'm sure there's more to come.
I'll finish up with Ryan.
Dan, there's you look out on the field over the first 6 innings when you had the lead. Brian, George, two guys you drafted. Cal, a guy you drafted, Julio, a guy that came up from the international system. There's a lot of homegrown talent. Do you feel like there is a core there with a few, minor additions or tweaks that is going to continue this kind of upward trajectory to get back here and maybe go beyond? Yeah, I mean, I think that's, a testament to the job that, they have done in the front office. Jerry, Justin, Andy, from scouting, and Scott Hunter and the scouting department, that the people they bring in, how they develop them, and they get them ready for the big leagues. And again, it's a tribute to the entire organization and everybody that pours into guys, and to see that many homegrown players on the field at one time is it's unique and it's rare. These guys have been developed to play in these circumstances, and they've been able to deliver on a consistent basis. It's been really good, and that's kind of what sets you up for the future as you go forward. Is their ability to stay with this organization and continue to do what they've been doing.
All right, Dan. Thanks for everything, and great days ahead for the Mariners. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Dan Wilson, manager of the Seattle Mariners. As I forecasted it, it was question number one from Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times, asking Dan about his decision there, with his pitching decision there to bring Brian Wu out of the game. Dan Wilson says, you know what, we put trust in Bizzardo all season long. He's come through all season long. So it was followed up. Did you think about bringing in Andres Munoz? And Dan Wilson just said Bizzardo, that was the right place at the right time for him. Just didn't work out. George Springer came into the game and took Bizzardo deep, a 3-run home run, which proved to be the game winner. We're seeing a lot of stuff on social media tonight. Thank you, Mariners. Great season, Mariners. It was a great season. Yours truly, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like my high school sweetheart just broke up with me the night before senior prom, so I'm not ready to throw out thank yous at this point in the show. Maybe that will come later on. We got a lot to get to here on this show. We've got reporters out with fans as we speak, but let's now go to my vote for MVP, and it has been a fun season thanks to this young man, Cal Raleigh. Here he is meeting with the media after tonight's tough loss.
It just sucks. You know? Hurts. Yeah.
Clearly, this is a very emotional time for you and everyone else. Just what's going through your mind right now?
Just, you know, thinking about what we could have done better, you know. You know, you look back a lot of points in the game and, you know, where you could have taken advantage of, and or even the series. And, yeah, so just disappointed. Yeah.
You were waiting in the on-deck circle or in the hole, and I saw you kind of just putting your head down, kind of looking up a little bit. What were you thinking as you were just waiting, just a couple batters away, waiting for your chance?
Yeah, I was just getting ready like every other at-bat, trying to slow it down, calm the breath. So, straight like another at-bat, trying to, you know, lock in on what I needed to do.
That's going to take some time to digest this one, but when you look back at the season as a whole, what are your thoughts on just what this team was able to accomplish to get to this point?
I'm super proud of these guys. It was a great team effort. Love every guy in this room, but ultimately it's you know, not what we wanted, and it's you know, I hate to use the word failure, but it's a failure, and that's what we expected, was to get to a World Series, win a World Series, and that's, you know, what the bar is and the standard is, and, you know, that's what we want to hold ourselves accountable to. But yeah, it hurts, but I don't want that to take away from, you know, like I said, I'm proud of the guys in this room. I thought we fought all the way to the end. Like I said, it was a great group of guys, and I loved every single one of them.
Honestly, we knew that was going to happen.
Last act, and Jake Winberg, I want to paint the picture from what we just aired there on this post-game show coming to you live on King 5 Plus. Cal Raleigh from in front of his locker in tears. He pretty much summed it up. It sucks. It hurts. Was asked about the season. He says it is a failure. I'm going to be honest, I love to hear that. I love to see the emotion. That is why he is the MVP. This is why you want him on your team. He's not saying, hey, it was a great game, blah, blah, blah. No. Cal Raleigh, once again, it sucks, it hurts, it's a failure. Saying it how he is, in tears tonight. So, Jake, just wanted to paint the picture there. Yeah. We just heard from Cal, and I know there's my buddy behind you there from yesterday. Tell him I'm happy for him, kind of, but let's go to you, Jake, right now.
Yeah. Chris Egan says he's happy for you. So we're going to put a name to the face last night. This is Graham McCormick, Toronto Blue Jays fan. We wanted to bring him in because Mariners fans are long gone. And I just wanted to continue on the conversation we were just having.
Yep.
That was a heck of a series. Let's talk about the baseball series we just witnessed, my friend.
You know, honestly, 7-game series, one run at the end. Seattle had a lot of hits last night. Jays had hits. Seattle had hits tonight. How can't you be romantic about baseball?
One swing of the bat. That's baseball, right?
That is, and George Springer, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., MVP, born in Montreal. This is what we're here for in October.
You know, we talked last night at Volume about America versus Canada, and I'm telling you, baseball brings nations together.
Honestly, I think it does. It's in generations, sports have brought people together in ways that I don't think politicians can do it.
So true.
And today, you've invited me to Seattle to see a game next year.
We did.
I look forward to being on NBC in Seattle.
Chris, I volunteered the two of us to take Graham out for a bit. We're going to take Graham out for a bit. We're going to have a good time. Let's do a Blue Jays Mariners game next year together.
Let's do it. I think that's the plan.
I love that.
Let's do that.
We're breaking bread.
We are.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, can I pass on to Graham something, Jake? Jake,
Back to you, Chris.
Can I pass something to him?
Chris is telling you something. Go for it, my friend.
I want to tell him, yes, last night got very emotional. Got very emotional last night. I want to tell him I love Canada. I've got a son that plays baseball for Edmonton. I love the city of Vancouver. You know, it was just a heated rivalry, so give him a hug for me as well, too. Give him a hug for me.
All right. Chris Egan's son is a pitcher here in Canada. He's an
No
up-and-coming
way.
star. He may play for the Blue Jays someday. We hope he plays for the Mariners.
All
But
right, so I think the last thing to say, and everyone who was there tonight, baseball is alive and well in Toronto. There were 45,000 fans tonight cheering on baseball, Americans, Canadians, guys from the Dominican, everywhere, just to see some great baseball. And I think that's what we got, Chris.
I'll tell you what, go beat the Dodgers. Go beat the Dodgers.
We're
Let's do that.
going to
for
do
us,
that.
all
We're going to
right?
go beat the Dodgers. Back to you, Chris.
All right, you two. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's sports, ultimate reality TV. You just never know how it's going to play out. A lot of Mariners fans were thinking, finally. But unfortunately, George Springer hits a 3-run home run, and it's the Blue Jays now heading to the World Series. All right, Madeline Carter at the Queen Anne Beer Hall. The place was rocking when Cal Raleigh took one deep. I imagine, Madeline, it's a different story now.
Yeah, it's completely different than what Jake is experiencing out there in Toronto. The energy was just sucked out of this room the second that game was lost, unfortunately, and you can see it's cleared out a lot. Look at these tables, they're almost empty now, but there are still fans here. I wanted to talk about the emotions that we've been feeling. This is Holland and Mason, 2 roommates. Now, Holland, I know that you've been really, really feeling this. How are you feeling right now?
You know, I'm feeling pretty sucky. You know, I can't imagine what the Mariners, you know, the players are feeling right now for the chance to be like, you know, Julio and Cal being, you know, working their way up through the farm system, having a chance to go to the World Series, you know, being rookies with us. Man, if I'm crying this much, I can't imagine how much they're feeling. Man, 1 game away. Jeez.
So close, and
Yeah.
we know you love your team, and I
Yeah.
know you do too, Mason. Now, we know this game, it just flipped upside down in the 7th inning with that 3-run homer for the Blue Jays. What was going through your mind in that moment?
Well, I won't repeat the words we were saying, but we all know that Springer played for the Astros in 2017. But, I mean, it's so tough to give up because, I mean, you look through the series and last week, through the last series, and the Mariners can lock in and play some really fantastic game, and it's just little slips, like you said, just turn it upside down. And just the room goes quiet, you know? I mean, just all of a sudden near a pin drop.
That's exactly how I would describe it. I actually felt like my jaw dropped to the floor, and we have, you know, Chris has been describing it like your high school sweetheart just broke up with you. That's what it feels like, right? But we know this team has had such a journey this year. How would you two just describe what it's been like to watch this team's rise and just your hope for the future?
I mean, I thought this was going to be a development year. I mean, I thought this was a year where we're changing things up, we're trying to grow, we're expanding, and we're looking to the future. And then you start the season and watch the games, and they played out of their minds. I mean, Cal, Julio. I mean, you had some late season bloom in Julio, but the team came together. I mean,
the accusations this year, or the players we got, Cal doubling his home runs. Like, I don't think anybody expected that. I think it's only up from here. You know, being a Mariners fan, you're kind of used to these downs. This one really sucks. But the good thing about being a Mariners fan, you know, is you rally. You know, you're used to these.
Yeah.
You know that. You know, watching Game 6. You know, loading the bases twice. You know, grounding out to a double play twice. You know, that's part of being a Mariners fan. That puts some hair on your chest. You know.
we haven't even gotten to live this, man. I mean, we've waited for this.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the furthest they've ever been.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for opening up to us.
Can I say hello to my mom and dad? Thank you for making me a Mariners fan. So.
There are a lot of people I think of their parents for that.
Yeah.
Because this just shows how much we love this team. You know, it hurts, it's painful, but still hope for the future, Chris, and that's what we're trying to hang on to. We're trying to hang on to something. They've got the Seahawks game behind us now, trying to root for at least one win here in Seattle.
Madeline, great stuff, great interview, putting it in perspective tonight. Seattle Mariners bringing this community together, been just an amazing ride this season. Unfortunately, that ride comes to an end on this night. I think maybe that's why this hurts so much for so many. It's been a magical season. We talked about it in the pregame show, from spring training to the All-Star game, where Cal Raleigh won the home run derby, to Ichiro in Cooperstown, and it was the trade deadline when the Mariners picked up good vibes only Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor, and they became fan favorites. And then the Mariners clinching the American League West title at T-Mobile Park, the champagne celebrations. They face off against the Detroit Tigers in the ALDS, the Game 5 15-inning marathon, a historic win in Mariners history. Then you get the Blue Jays. Turns out to be a 7-game series. Eugenio Suarez with that grand slam in Game 5. Just so many great moments and memories, and I think that's why it hurts tonight, is that the season tonight is officially over for the Mariners as they lose to the Toronto Blue Jays 4-3, your final. Cal Raleigh said it, and he said it best in tears in the locker room. It sucks, it hurts, it's a failure. Time now to hear from one of the other leaders on this Mariners team. Here he is right now, Julio Rodriguez.
I mean, obviously, like, it hurts. You know, like, we have put so much work and effort throughout this whole year, and, like, you know, it's over. You know, but, you know, that's also part of the game, too, you know.
Do you feel like feeling this emotion right now is ultimately going to kind of help in the end to just know what it takes to get here, to know what it takes to get over this point?
I mean, yeah, I just feel like you don't expect anything less for the team. You know, like after getting here, after knowing like what we were capable of, I just feel like there is no less than this for us.
Can you just talk about how you feel about this team, and just maybe if you're proud of the effort and the work that this team has put in this year?
I mean, yeah, so much. I just feel like, you know, we have accomplished things as a team that, you know, they haven't been done before, you know, like in this team, this franchise. And just like every single guy put so much work and effort throughout this whole year, you know, dedication, like literally so much. So I'm just really proud of everything we have done this year.
Julio, what's your message to the fans? Obviously, you know, they're packing bars in Seattle. They packed up the stadium. Cheering you guys on for something that this team had never done in franchise history, get to a Game 7.
I mean, first of all, thank you. Like, really thank you for all the support, for all the things you guys have done, like all the energy you have brought to the field, because, you know, like, you guys are really special. You guys are really special, and, like, you definitely show out in this playoff run. And second, like I said earlier, like, there is no less expectations for us than this, and, you know, we're, like, I know it just got over, but I know we all have something to look forward to next year.
There he is, Julio Rodriguez, speaking with the media. First words out of Julio's mouth, it hurts. We heard that from Cal Raleigh as well. I'm going on social media, people posting to me, Egan, this is like a gut punch tonight. Chris, I'm 46 years old and I'm crying like a baby right now. Also, Chris, I'm holding my 9-year-old son. We're both crying right now. I think Mariners Nation is crying all over the place right now. But, you know, it's okay. It's okay. We celebrated a great season. It comes to an end tonight. Bryan Woo came in the 5th inning and pitched, took over for George Kirby. Kirby pitched great tonight, went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk for Kirby. Bryan Woo took over in the 5th, did a great job, got a nice double play there in the 5th and pitched in the 6th inning as well. He continued to pitch in the 7th inning. Gave up a walk, a hit, got a fielder's choice out, and then he was pulled from the game. Edward Bizzardo came in to face George Springer, and the rest is history as Springer takes one out of the park, a 3-run shot that proves to be the game winner. With that in mind, here he is, Bryan Woo, after the game tonight.
I don't really think you can put a word on it. Frustration. Sad for, you know, all the guys. You're together with a group for, you know, as long as we are, and everyone working towards one goal. You know, for it to end like this, it's, you know, it's heartbreaking to say the least.
Cal said that he was happy that you were out there. He said there was no one else he'd rather have out there at that point in the game. Obviously, it was good to see you get some time in the ALCS. Do you agree that it was good for you to be at least a part of the team, a part of this ride?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. Obviously, I was able to come back. Wish I was able to play a bigger role and help the team more than I did, but you know, it's sports. It's not always a happy ending, and you know, you do what you can to make a positive impact in any way you can. But you know, it is what it is. You got to live with it.
There he is, Brian Wu, meeting with the media after the game. You heard from Brian Wu. It's sports, not always a happy ending, and we saw that tonight in this game. Eugenio Suarez gave us a moment we'll never forget at T-Mobile Park, a grand slam home run against the Blue Jays, which gave the Mariners a nice lead. It looked like the M's were going to head to Toronto and wrap up this series. Seems like that was just yesterday. Eugenio Suarez upset tonight, was not happy with some of the balls and strikes being called. Eugenio Suarez has meant a lot to this ball club since he arrived. Eugenio Suarez and Julio Rodriguez, 117 combined home runs between the two when you count the regular season and the playoffs. That is a record, a Major League Baseball record. They passed Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris tonight with that record. Those two for the Yankees had 116 home runs. Gino and Cal were tied going into the night. And, of course, Cal Raleigh had the home run tonight that gives them 117 combined. All right, here he is now, Eugenio Suarez from the locker room after the loss.
Yeah, obviously it's tough. You know, today our dream to go in the World Series ended today, but we got to keep our head up. You know, we have to feel proud of everything we did this year, especially everything that we bring to our city, Seattle. I feel so good with this special group. It's been awesome for me and be part of this organization for the second time in my career. This time was more special because we came far and we did our best. We have to feel proud. We have to feel happy because this season was very special for everybody involved on this organization. We have to feel proud. We have to feel happy, and this is not the end. I feel like the future for this organization is huge, and we have to feel comfortable about that. We have to now go home, think about it, and delete it quick. Turn the page quick. It's gonna be there for a long time, but it's time to go home. It's time to rest. It's time prepare yourself for next year. Be a dad, be a husband, and be a good person outside too. And this is gonna be in our memory forever. This season was special. For me, I feel so happy, I feel so proud of, and everything that I brought for this team, I do my best. And this year gonna be special for me for a long time. It's something that I feel so proud about it. And like I say now, it's time to go home and enjoy the family, and be a dad, be a good husband.
Gino, is there any way to describe sort of the range of emotions in a game like this, and having a 3-1 lead, and then Springer goes deep that 3-1 lead?
I mean, the whole series was like that, back and forth, back and forth. We play good baseball, they play good baseball. Today, just one pitch and change everything. And but like I say, we put everything on the field. We do our best, and we have to feel proud about it. They did a real good job late in the game, and now they go to the World Series. We wish you the best.
All right, if you're feeling like me and you feel like a gut punch tonight, replay the Eugenio Suarez interview over and over again. Eugenio Suarez, keep your head up, be proud. It's time for me to go home, be a good dad, be a good husband, and just be a good person outside of baseball. Eugenio Suarez, the city of Seattle, so lucky to have him on the team. Just some great stuff right there from Eugenio Suarez. Madeline Carter with some great stuff from Queen Anne Beer Hall. And Madeline, we heard from a tearful Cal Raleigh, said this sucks, it hurts. We heard from Julio Rodriguez saying this hurts. And then Eugenio Suarez, he says, yeah, keep your head up and be proud. And we're hearing that from some of the fans you've been talking to tonight as well.
Yeah, that's what we're trying. We're trying to keep our spirits up, and honestly, with the bummed out crowd, this place is just practically empty at this point, but we've still got fans hanging out, kind of processing what we just witnessed, and we couldn't have two different moods here. Oh, wait, I'm kind of confused. We've got, two people from Canada rooting for two different teams. We've got a Mariners fan here, Blue Jays fan. the feelings are complete opposite. First, we'll start with you. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty bummed out, but also grateful. I don't know. I'm a P&W'er. I root for a lot of different teams like the Vancouver Canucks, so I'm kind of used to disappointment. But, yeah.
And I know you're feeling a little bit different. How are you doing, Max?
As a man from Toronto, you already know this is a huge dub for the boys. We've been waiting a long time for this chip, and I feel like we're just ready for LA, you know?
What's it like? I mean, you guys have been friends for about 3 years. What's it like supporting these two different teams, knowing, I know you're from Vancouver, you're from Toronto. What's that like, having a friendship and knowing that you're not on the same page?
Honestly, it was super worth it because we got to go to 2 games where I got my eardrums blown out and where I saw my team win, 2 different interests. So pretty nice, I gotta say, because either way, you come up on top, no?
For sure, and I mean, one of those games I got to win too. So honestly, we really lucked out. We got to go to game 4 and 5. So I was a little upset the first day, but second day I was riding high. So.
And I understand you're trying to convince her to go to a game in Toronto at the World Series. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, when's the next time you're gonna see your team at the World Series? It's already been 30-some years for Toronto. It's been at least as many years for the Mariners. Why not?
Chat about the obvious here. I mean, like, I could just feel this room just like such a bummer. Just like got deflated so quickly. I mean, how would you guys describe what it's like in here compared to what it was when we first arrived?
Well, we had a funny scenario where we were at another bar and it was pretty quiet, and then we came here because we liked the livelihood. And as a Mariners fan, I was pretty excited about the livelihood up until, what was it, the 7th inning, the bottom 7?
Yeah, where it all came down, you know. Dude, the feeling in here was electric. It felt like it was in the Rogers Center, except the other way around. Yeah, and I tried to keep it incognito, kept this under my shirt, up until we started winning.
And now that it's empty, you can wear that jersey.
Wear it out, yeah.
Well, listen, I think they described it best: the roller coaster of a game. A lot of heartbreak in this room, more heartbreak than enthusiasm, but we got a little bit of that across the table from me and Chris. These fans, they are in their feelings tonight, one way or the other.
Yeah, Madeline, thank you so much. A lot of emotions out there tonight across the Pacific Northwest. Mariners Nation, sad, hurt, but very proud of this Mariners team. J.P. Crawford, one of the veterans on this team, December 3rd, 2018. That was the date that the Philadelphia Phillies traded J.P. Crawford to the Seattle Mariners. And J.P. has loved his time in Seattle ever since. Makes his home here in the great Seattle area. Has been a Mariner through and through. I know this is going to hurt a lot tonight for J.P. Crawford. He told me at spring training, Chris, my goal, get this team to the World Series. I love this city of Seattle. I want to do anything I can to get the M's to the World Series. The Mariners 1 game short of that goal from J.P. Crawford, and here he is after tonight's game, the shortstop for your Mariners, J.P. Crawford.
Yeah, it hurts. Nothing much more to say. It hurts. It's going to sting for a while. Yeah.
Does it hurt even maybe more just because you guys have played so well? It's been such a great season and you are so close. It just felt like this was the group, obviously, that you guys had such confidence in yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. But, it fell short of the stick. So, we just got to look forward to next year.
Maybe when you're out there even playing, did you at any point think, oh man, we should have added a little bit more here? There's just so much traffic on Bieber early on. Feel like, oh, this should have broken the game wide open.
Yeah, there's plenty shoulda, woulda, couldas, you think about. But, no, I mean, at the end of the day, the stuff already happened. So, that's it.
What were some of the messages that you shared here in the clubhouse after, just given that you guys did really have a really strong season?
We all know it's going to sting, but, just try to keep your head up high because, we accomplished a lot this year.
What did you guys accomplish for the organization? Obviously, it's the best season the organization's ever had. What do you think you guys showed or improved this year?
Yeah, I mean, we won the West, made the playoffs, made the ALCS, and like you said, it hasn't been done in 20-something years. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you can look at that as a good thing, or a good sign.
It's hard to think about right now, the core, the foundation of players that you have here. How much can you build on this going in the
Yeah, I mean, we built a whole lot. We have a good, solid group, and I hope we all stay together.
All right, there he is, J.P. Crawford, saying this hurts, got to stay together, and just continue to go after our goal, and that's to get to the World Series and, of course, win a World Series. In 2017, Andres Munoz started pitching for the Tri-City Dust Devils. The Mariners would pick him up in 2021. In 2024 and 2025, Andres Munoz would become an all-star, and he was the star closer of this Mariners team all season long, a huge reason why this team found success. He is a guy that everybody seems to love on and off the field, and here he is right now meeting with the media after tonight's tough loss, Andres Munoz.
It was tough, obviously. We will love to win this game. But the only thing that I can say about that is that we leave everything over there. Everybody did his best, and the result went on our way. But without doubt, I know for sure everybody did his best. The only thing that I want to say is it was an awesome season for us, and how far we came, how far we went on the season, on the postseason, was a really good taste of what will be great for us in the coming years. We have a really good team, and today wasn't the day for the win, but we know that we are confident that we're going to come back next year stronger. I always have that phrase on me, like whatever doesn't kill you, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So I know that phrase in Spanish.
Yeah.
That is why I was thinking about that. But yes, was great.
How would you describe your season?
Great season. Great season. I just feel like really proud of myself to be able to go and perform my best every time. And I did everything for this team. And I'm going to continue doing it.
All right, there he is, Andres Munoz, 2024-2025 All-Star for the Seattle Mariners. And the words we'll end this post-game show with from Andres Munoz: "We will come back stronger." You love to hear that from Andres Munoz, and a big shout-out to all the Seattle Mariners taking time in the clubhouse after this very tough emotional loss, speaking with the media. Ariel Arsudo, Tate Miller in the clubhouse as we speak right now. So thank you to those two, Madeline Carter, Sebastian Robertson, and Jake Wittenberg with the Toronto Blue Jays fans as well. Seattle Mariners, a magical season, but on this night it comes to an end as they lose to the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. 4-3 your final. So the World Series is set. It will be the Blue Jays taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game 1 Friday night from L.A. That will do it on King 5 Plus for now for this post-game show. The news will be coming up right here on King 5 Plus. Don't go anywhere. We've got more on the Mariners and all your local news when we return. Thanks for watching the King 5 Plus Mariners post-game show.